But there's more politics going on around the UK as well. It's not just COP, despite the world leaders jetting in and out of here. For 4 days now, front pages of newspapers across the country have been plastered with stories of MPs and their second jobs. It's quite remarkable that the entire media establishment has focused in on this issue as if it's something new, as if it's something they didn't understand before, as if they'd never read the Register of Members' Interests, that public document that shows all of the outside jobs that MPs have, that's been published for a long, long time. It's open to anyone. The public can go on the Parliament website and see what second jobs their MPs have. Journalists have known about this for decades, and yet suddenly they're all making the front pages. It's as if there's been a big collective decision to suddenly go after this story. And it's a curious story, of course, because one big black hole remains in it. There are over 100 MPs for whom being an MP is certainly a part-time job. They're called ministers, cabinet ministers, junior ministers, even the Prime Minister. Their roles in the executive are totally separate from their roles in the legislature. They're doing 2 jobs, so why on earth can't backbench MPs do the same? Very clearly, being a backbench MP is a part-time job for ministers. Very clearly, being a backbench MP is a part-time job if you sit in the cabinet, or indeed if you sit on the front bench of any opposition party. It's bizarre to think that people are going after the concept of second jobs when some of those second jobs actually allow MPs to be closer to the people, more representative of the people than they otherwise would be. I'm talking about the doctors who continue to operate GP surgeries, many of them in the House of Commons. I'm talking about the people who write those newspaper articles, who think about the issues and present their views in a clear way for the public. Those are second jobs too. And indeed, all of those MPs who write books, who think about the process of Parliament, who think deeply about how this country should be run, that enhances their role as an MP. And it's entirely distinct, a completely different conversation from that of sleaze and lobbying. Second jobs are entirely distinct from the banned practice of lobbying for a company if you are an MP. And we're conflating these issues to the detriment of this country. This conversation has got far too wide and dragged too many people in. It's time we put a lid on the MP second job scandal.